This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Ping.fm, and UpSnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Welcome to Spiritual Psychic with Sarah Wiseman, where you'll learn how to unlock the secrets of spiritual intuition and your own psychic gifts. Here's Sarah.
Hey everybody, I'm Sarah Wiseman. Today we're going to talk about the 4 spiritual paths: mystic, lover, seeker, and saint, and how to discover the path that fits you best. So most of us here on the planet, in the time of this human development that we're in, are really quite busy seeking a new kind of spirituality. And this spirituality that we're seeking, it's not based on what others tell you. It's based on your own direct connection with the divine. And most of us are understanding really clearly that there isn't any one way to have a direct connection. There are many ways to experience this, and there are really as many paths to God as there are souls in the universe. But the thing is, when you discover the particular spiritual practice that meets you where you are and supports you in all aspects of your life, you experience this kind of renewed engagement with your spiritual self and your experience of yourself as a soul. So in general, as a way of thinking about it, using sort of these archetypal paths that seem to fit most people, there are 4 spiritual paths that each of us will walk: mystic, lover, seeker, and saint. So knowing where you are, mystic, lover, seeker, or saint, and what fits you best at this time in your life, it can just be incredibly helpful as you navigate all of these experiences that we call life. So your unique soul path. So what I want to talk about here is, again, there's no one fits all when it comes to soul work. Just as we all have different personalities, we come in with these very different astrological blueprints, we have different environmental considerations, we're raised in different traditions. So each of us comes into this world with a unique way of communicating with the divine. So when we're able to walk our own soul path, and the path that really suits us, really fits us, really resonates with us at the deepest level, it allows us to go deeper in our connection with the divine. And it just makes sense, really. You know, instead of trying to follow what everybody else is doing, we can honor our own soul's needs or our own soul's best way of doing things. So whenever you're communicating with the universe with using your own unique spiritual style, walking your soul path becomes easy. There's no stress. There's no, should do it certain way, or panic if you forget some kind of steps or some kind of way of doing something. And you just drop out of that whole shame-based anxiety of not doing it right, or not wanting to do it, or of leaving your spiritual practice at the end of your to-do list because it's hard to do, or it's confusing, or it just doesn't really feel good to you. When you're walking your own spiritual path and creating this practice that matches your own unique style, spirituality becomes the easiest, the most enjoyable, and most meaningful part of your life. You engage in your spiritual practice because you love what happens when you do. It's not a hassle. It's not a thing you should do. It's like one of the most enjoyable things for you. And every time you immerse yourself in this well of light that is the divine, you become more healed, more whole, more conscious, more awakened. And of course, this is just a beautiful way to live. So we want to learn to identify your unique soul style so you can create a spiritual practice that works for you. And this is something that's in alignment with who you are, and it fits your most natural way of being. So again, many paths, one destination, all roads lead to God. However, most of us are going to find our spiritual home in one of the 4 spiritual paths. And these are sort of archetypal paths given that most people experience. And these are mystic, lover, seeker, or saint. Okay, so what are they? When you work with this concept of direct connection, the concept that it's our natural state to communicate directly with God, one, all, source, universe, in all the ways this is possible, we realize that, we can have many practices to accomplish this. And so let's look at some of them. We can pray, we can meditate, we can use intuition, we can notice synchronicity, or maybe we can go on retreat, we can gather together, we can study sacred text, we can connect with nature, we can connect with animals, we can be intimate with each other, we can dance, we can sing, we can enjoy music, we can travel to holy places, we can journey to sacred sites, we can create ritual, we can find God in the small things, and we can notice miracles in every day. We can witness each other, we can serve each other, and we can live from soul. So all of these are ways we can reach God and experience direct connection. But what are the practices that work best for you? We have to find our own calling. We have to find our own destiny. And this seeking itself is really one of the most important parts of our soul journey. It's where we claim who we are and what we're here to do. It's where we leave everything we've been told by society and culture and family, and we just leave all that behind and we embark on this journey of soul inquiry, of self-discovery and meaning. And it's where we really decide to live as authentic and conscious beings. And so part of this journey to finding your spiritual path is we leave the old ideas and identities behind. We embark on the journey for our own truth. We let go of all the trappings and misbeliefs of everyday life. We all know what those are. And we open the door to discovering, who we really are, what we're made of inside, and why we're really here. So again, if you're daring enough to embark on the journey, here are the 4 ways. And choosing the one that fits best right now and providing you with a clear knowing of your purpose, bringing greater compassion, and eventually bringing this abiding sense of peace, that unshakable understanding that all is well. So again, we have these 4 paths: mystic, lover, seeker, saint. And it's interesting. Some people are going to do a little sampler of each in their lifetime, and other people are going to be like on one path. Whoa, just for so long, it feels like that's all they're going to do. But in all lifetimes, you're going to experience all of them. It may just be in different time segments. So the mystic creates divine connection between self and the divine via direct connection. So the mystic path, which is what many people are on right now, is a solitary, introspective journey based on connecting directly with the divine, one-on-one. So mystic, you might require a period of time in which you take a break from the outer world. You go into an hermitage or seclusion, or even just you sort of do that in your own home. You just sort of back off from the bigger picture of society. Your path may involve the study of spiritual traditions, or esoteric knowledge, so the old or the new. The path of the mystic always involves deep contemplation, quiet and reflection that creates soul communion with Source. Again, it's about connecting one-on-one with God. So maybe that fits you. The lover. People always get so excited. I want to be the lover. Okay, well, it's not necessarily what you think. The lover creates divine connection between self and other via intimacy. So the lover is about intimacy, physicality, nurturing, and caretaking. So it could be sexual, as with a lover, but it may very well also be the non-sexual, intimate connection of parent and infant, parent and child, best friends who are companions and helpmeets for each other, parent taking care of their own parent. And this may be a lifetime journey, especially at this part of our culture for women or people who live their lives in the domestic realm of family. So it's about intimacy, physicality, nurturing, and caretaking. If you spend a lot of your time, if you make breakfast for other people, if you help other people get dressed, or you're taking care of a family, you're probably in the lover mode. The lover finds God in intimacy with others. And of course, the lover can also be sexual, but it's just not limited to that. All right, then the seeker. The seeker creates divine connection between self and the world via exploration. So the seeker discovers the divine in travel, exploration, and adventure in the world. The seeker creates connection via experiencing new things, looking at the world in a new way, connecting with different cultures, connecting with the past, both on an historical and energetic plane, connection with the planet and the energy of different places in the world. The seeker finds God through being in the world. So for all of those of you who you love to go to sacred spots, you love to go to retreats, you like to travel, you like to be around other people, you like to be in the group, chances are good you're a seeker. The seeker finds God through, the seeker creates direct connection between self and the world via exploration. And then sometimes, you'll just have a passage of life where you're a seeker. A year or so ago, I did a lot of travel to sacred spaces like Egypt and other places. And that was a period of time when I was very much in the seeker mode. Now that's not as much of a part of my life, but we have these times when we're dropping into these different parts of the four paths, just as we are exploring ourselves. And then finally, we have the saint. The saint creates divine connection between self and others via service. The saint serves all he or she meets, but not out of the slavery or the victim role. I have to do this. I don't have a choice. I don't want to, but I will. The saint has moved well past those fear-based or poverty-conscious roles. The saint may walk the path of selfless service, such as volunteer work, working for no pay or service that is not compensated, or the saint may serve in a way that's compensated, just dedicating yourself and you are compensated at some level. Or the saint may just serve in a really more fluid way, such as being of service to anyone who crosses their paths. This idea of your purpose is your presence. Whoever comes into contact with you, you're going to be a point of divine connection and help to them. The saint also understands that seva, service, is not about fixing things or fixing people or being in charge of the outcome. The divine controls all outcome. We're just sort of watching things come through, doing the best we can. So the saint finds God through service. So it's interesting, which of the paths feel most like you right now? Mystic, lover, seeker, saint. And remembering, no path is better than another. All of them bring us to the divine. All are ways we can create direct connection, instantaneous, complete communication and communion with the divine. Again, the key is to find what resonates with you the most, the path that feels right, the path that is your spiritual home at this point in your lifetime. Once you know the path you're on, you can go deeper and further in your journey as a soul in this lifetime. So, this is again just a little touch of what this is about. If you'd like to go further into learning how to specifically work with the four spiritual paths, you can go to sarahwiseman.com, go to courses, and then look for the course called Mystic, Lover, Seeker, Saint. Thanks for listening.